Cool and bizarre movie facts you probably never knew before. Part 2. 1. In Candyman, Tony Todd had to fill his mouth with real bees during the trademark scene, and he got stung several times because of it. Todd also wore a mouth guard to keep the bees from crawling down the back of his throat. 2. In Thor: Ragnarok, the "he's a friend from work" line was actually improvised by a kid from Make-A-Wish who was visiting the set that day. You probably know that a lot of Thor: Ragnarok's dialogue was improvised, but one of the most famous lines from the film was actually ad-libbed by a child. Chris Hemsworth recalled the event, saying, "We had a young kid, a Make-A-Wish kid on set that day. He goes, 'You know, you should say, he's a friend from work.' Everyone loved the suggestion, and the rest was history." 3. In A Quiet Place, Millicent Simmons made on-screen Father John Krasinski cry with a simple suggestion to the script, signing "I have always loved you" instead of "I love you" before his character gets killed. In an interview, Simmons explained why she thought the change was necessary, saying, "At the end when he signs, 'I love you,' I said I think he needs to say, 'I've always loved you.' Because that covers the difficult period. Then when I suggested that, he cried." 4. In Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, Chris Pratt had a full circle moment because the movie, which earned him $10 million, was filmed in Maui, Hawaii, and just 20 years earlier he was living in Maui, in a van. Chris Pratt talked about the whole thing during an interview and said that he and another person lived together in a van for almost a year, and going back to film the Jurassic World sequel was so surreal and one of those weird, full circle things that happens in life. 5. Jason Statham almost drowned at the bottom of the Black Sea after a stunt went wrong while filming The Expendables 3. He was driving a giant truck for a stunt, and the brakes didn't work. He went over the edge of a cliff inside the truck, and water started pouring through the open windows. Luckily he made it out alive. 6. In Avengers: Endgame, Tony Stark's entire death scene was completely made up on the spot. Tom Holland revealed in an interview that only a few people were on the set to film Stark's death scene: Kevin Feige, Marvel's president, the Russo brothers, the directors, Don Cheadle, Gwyneth Paltrow, Robert Downey Jr. and himself. They showed up to the set and were given a loose outline of what was going to be shot. They kind of told us what was going to happen, or what they wanted to happen, and then we just sort of improvised. Holland said it was a really interesting way to shoot such a pivotal scene in the movie.